Welcome, bounty hunters and Star Wars fans alike. It is your favorite Monday night Star Wars fan show. All Fetts are off. It is I, Jason, the Tuscan Toast in beautiful Miami, Florida. And with me, as always, is Brian, the charismatic Carillion, my cousin from San Antonio. Brian, another Monday night. Here we are.
Another Monday.
Yeah.
And our Monday before we take a spring break, so to speak.
Yeah, spring break. Woohoo! Sure the boobies.
Yeah.
So this is our 40th episode, Brian. Episode,
40 shows.
yeah, we're over the
40
hill now.
shows
We are over
with
the hill.
with millions of viewers across the globe.
Almost billions. Almost billions. We're that
Uh,
close.
Yes. That close.
Uh, yeah, man. And you know it's funny. We started this show. What was it, back in 2019?
Hmm.
Which seems like a lifetime ago already.
Oh yeah.
And I had undergone a life changing event, and I had a lot of free time on my hands. So we decided to do this show. In my new place. I had a nice apartment, nice backdrop, and everything like that. And this was back then, and now. 40 episodes later, not even including the specials that we've done with the Chicky Nugget
That's
Challenge
right.
and the May the 4th
Kennedy
stuff that we
Challenge,
do.
May 4th.
Yeah, and
Yep.
going Hawaiian. I mean, we've had some specials, and that's not including that. So we're over 40 shows, but this is our actual 40th show. So happy 40th, Brian. even though
Well,
you're even though you're older
it's
than
our
me, and I am
it's our
40.
40 it's our 40th it's our 40th show, but I've been doing the 40 thing for a little while now.
Well, it's kind of new to me, so I'm only in my second full month of my 40s. So going on my third. So I'm
Well,
embracing
good
it.
thing you're able to say that while you can.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for now,
just
anyways.
wanna just wanna give it. Speaking of our 40th show, I just want to give a shout out right now to someone who has viewed us for just about all 40 of these. Nigel's on with us right now,
Oh, good.
and we appreciate you being here as always, Nigel. Very good to have you.
Yes, thank you for watching our tedious show. Um, but we have a good time with it.
Tedious.
Yeah, it's
I
tedious.
don't think it's ever tedious. I mean, it's not like we talk about aerodynamic lobster tails or
Or
you
cows.
know or
Yeah.
or cows or aerodynamic shrimp or aerodynamic roly polies.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut up before I give you any more ideas
I'm gonna
what
take
to do
this.
with the aerodynamics of stuff.
Well,
Just
we
let
can get it.
you know.
We can get into the aerodynamics of various things a little bit later.
You know
But you
what? Can it at least be like a Star Wars thing if we're gonna do the aerodynamics of something?
well, no,
Like,
because
can it at least be like no? Like the aerodynamics of a bantha, or like the
no, because this
aerodynamics
is
of.
remember this is Star Wars, right? So first off, I've never seen any actual stars fighting, so there's no wars there. But this is all primarily done in space. Space is a vacuum. There's no air, so there's no aerodynamics. So that would just be silly, Brian.
Wait, 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 wait.
And frankly, I'm insulted that you
You're,
brought that up.
no. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now, are you telling me that 100% of the saga takes place in outer space?
No, but
Okay,
the series is called
planets that have
Star
atmospheres,
Wars.
right?
Have you seen a
Now,
star inside of a planet?
okay,
No.
okay. Look,
Maybe a gas
if you want to do
giant?
the space, if you want to do the space argument, okay, if you want to do the space argument,
I do.
there is a movie that proved that while you're in space, aerodynamics can exist. There is a movie that did this.
Superman 4?
Yes. Wow. I didn't.
You know,
I didn't.
I remember
I
that.
didn't do too much.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
we saw this at your house when we were kids. And Superman took what's her face up into space. What was her name? The daughter of the guy that.
No, it wasn't Lois. It was the other
No, it was
one.
the other blonde.
Mariel Hemingway was the actress.
Right, but whatever her
I forget
character's
the
name is,
character's name.
he
She
took
was
her
the
into
daughter of the guy that bought the Daily Planet.
exactly. He took her into space, and then you
They,
said that could never happen. I mean, how you couldn't take her into space? Of course not. No,
He
we were kids when this happened. I mean, and we even knew that. Like, I mean, duh. I mean, you can't do
took
that.
took her to space. She didn't burn up in the atmosphere on the way up. She breathed just fine
Mm.
on the way to the moon. The the best part, I mean, forget the fact that she was breathing in outer space, but his cape was flowing and Superman's cape was flowing, all that.
It's really bad. It was just
That
really, it was just bad.
but but they kept the American flag straight with no wind though, because they wanted to make sure that that piece of science was in place.
Yeah, of course, because
I
that
mean,
actually happened. So I don't know, man.
what do you think was worse? What do you think was worse? Taking Mariel Hemingway up in space, or having to watch John Quire as Lex's nephew?
John Quire is Lex's nephew. Whoa, Uncle Lex. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's just
Is it any coincidence that John Cryer ended up playing in the Arrowverse on CW?
no
And
as Lex Luthor. Yeah, it's so
yeah,
weird.
he ended up playing Lex Luthor in the
Yeah,
Arrowverse on CW.
he ended up playing Lex Luthor. How ironic is that? One of his worst roles
You
is
know,
in movies, and he goes and he plays his uncle.
I'm sure Nigel is loving this right now because here we go again with non-Star Wars topics to start off. But I mean, I honestly, if I was CW, I would have just opened the checkbook and tried to find out how much it would have taken to get Rosenbaum back to do at least the Crisis crossover, at least being
Hmm.
that they were able to get Tom Welling and Erica Durance back. Just for
Yeah.
the Crisis of Infinite Earths, just for that one arc, I would have tried to have gotten Rosenbaum for that. I mean, in the 7 seasons he spent on Smallville, he owned that character as Lex Luthor. I mean, when I think Lex Luthor, I think Gene Hackman, and then I think Rosenbaum right afterward.
Yeah, nobody thinks Kevin Spacey. I mean, even though,
And that's kind of too bad because Kevin Spacey did really well.
yeah, he did.
I mean, that movie was not a good movie. It it
No.
uh it tried to revive all of what was Christopher Reeve, and that's not the direction they should have taken. So, I mean, I'm not even gonna fault Brandon Routh for,
Mm-mm.
they told Brandon Routh, we need you to go look and act like Christopher Reeve, and that's what he did. And I think they told Kevin Spacey, we need you to look and act like Gene Hackman, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can,
I mean, you can't.
the
I
poor
mean,
decision making that Warner Brothers has made with DC. That's what
Yeah.
that's
No,
what this comes
I
down
don't
to.
know what direction they went. Now, Kevin Smith actually had come up with a script, a really good script, and
Did he?
it's yeah, he did. And it's funny that you bring that up because, what is this? Oh, so I went to a Comic Con some years ago, and I sat on a
Mhm.
panel, and I bought this Blu-ray. It's called "The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened." This is when,
Oh, right. I've been meaning to check that out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah, I've been meaning.
what's really it's this is it right here. I don't know if everybody can check it out right there. It's the death, and I had it signed by the director. But it did interviews with the kind of how uh, right after Superman 4, there was this hiatus of Superman or superhero movies, right, in general. And
Oh yeah.
there was all these
Hmm.
different type of storylines from various comic book story arcs, not just in the DC universe, but in Marvel that were in the pipeline. And they were trying to figure out how to get this done. Well, they actually did costume fittings with Nicolas Cage to play Superman,
Oh yeah,
Where he would have
for
battled
Tim Burton's
Brainiac.
Superman.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was going to be Tim Burton's Superman.
It was
I
going to be
Yep.
Tim Burton's
And
Superman.
man,
Yep. It's just
I don't know
it's
if it'd have worked.
yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't have. But if you watch this, right, it's really interesting how it goes that way and the direction that it goes and why they choose to have him look this way. They were trying to go completely separate from what the comic books or what we knew of what Superman is. No, it would not have worked. It's a good thing they didn't do it. But this is a really fun documentary to watch. Um, it was a great panel to be on. The director, what's his name? His name is John Schnepp, and he's an independent filmmaker. And he's actually one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's very open about his process and the development of his documentary series that he does. He does a lot of documentaries, um, and really just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Really fun to talk to, and he has a lot of insight on how Superman, got to the big screen today. Because at the time, Man of Steel had already been out. And that was a very short development cycle, going that we're just, Warner Brothers just said, okay, we're going to make another Superman movie. We're going to give it to another director and we're going to go this direction with it, thinking that they're going to try to do something like Marvel did.
I really want to check out the Blu-ray you're talking about just because, because this is one thing that DC has not failed on is all the animated features. They've owned that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about animated feature films for comics,
Mm-hmm.
they're the Marvel of live action in that. They've blown it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
Touching more on what you're talking about with everything,
mm-hmm.
and then especially with looking at how Marvel built its film universe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's backtrack, and we'll close out the off-speed subject with this, but let's backtrack to Man of Steel for a second because was Man of Steel Snyder? I believe it was. Right?
Yeah.
Was that Zack Snyder?
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was.
Okay.
It was Snyder because Singer did Superman Returns. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Snyder does Man of Steel. I gotta tell you, as many reservations as people had with Snyder going into Man of Steel, because everyone said, "Oh,
yeah, it was Snyder." Yeah.
Marking it up too much like Dark Knight and all that stuff. Everyone had all these reservations about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it was the greatest Superman film ever made. I'm not gonna go there, but it was good.
I think it was
not a bad film.
What made that film is what Snyder did with the dynamic between Kal-El and General Zod. It was more it was more than what they had done in Superman 2, where it was just General Zod was pissed off because his dad imprisoned him and then he was taking it out on his son. No, it wasn't that. There was a deeper context. There was a deeper connection as to why General Zod needed Kal-El. So they explored that. They went into that, and it's great.
Mm-hmm. Not only was that great, but you had a fantastic deeper dive into Jor-El as well. And I think you had a great performance from, oh my gosh, who was it, man?
Russell Crowe? Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Russell Crowe did fantastic as Jor-El. And then you had another icon actor in Kevin Costner to do...
to play Jonathan Kent.
To play Jonathan. And that... Mm-hmm. The way that they played that... The way he played that off... Mm-hmm. So, I think the biggest mistake, and this is where I think Warner made its fatal error, mm-hmm. was they did not continue to develop Man of Steel to lead up to Justice League. They said, no, we're no longer going to do Man of Steel 2. We're going to do a Batman Superman film instead.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do Batman versus Superman. And then they said, oh, but you know what? Now we're going to add Wonder.
Yeah.
We're just going to call it Dawn of Justice instead of Batman versus Superman. And it kept going through all this evolvement before they even got into production. If they had just gone to Man of Steel 2, brought in Lex Luthor, I mean, they could have stayed with who's that guy for Lex? The one from Social Network?
Eisenberg fight? No, fight. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. Bring him in as Lex in Man of Steel 2 and start with that sequel. Start that way.
Yeah.
And then, you can put bonus clips for Wonder Woman versus just
We're losing you a little bit.
cramming it all in and Batman versus Superman justice and then going.
Oh man, it's
Anybody?
yeah, we're losing you quite a bit, Brian. Um, until
Your audio.
uh, hey, okay, so okay, we'll wait till his internet connection comes back up. He's kind of frozen right now. So just to kind of, are you there? Okay, so just to kind of piggyback a little bit on what he's saying. Um, if you would have done the same thing with the DC universe that Marvel did, building up to the big collaboration of superheroes, um, you probably would have had a more, I think, robust and a more character-driven series. It would have done a lot better because now you have emotional ties to these characters. So if you were to do Man of Steel, like a Man of Steel 2, and then an Aquaman, and then a Wonder Woman movie, and then a Flash movie, and then have them all come together, um, you could do something like a Batman also, somewhere in between there. Then a Batman versus Superman. And then after that, you can go into a Justice League or a Death of Superman. I think what you should do is a Death of Superman during the Justice League, because in the comic books, the Justice League gets eradicated by Doomsday. So it was just an incredible battle between superheroes, and if you were to do that in the movies, you would have had just so many emotional ties to all these characters, and I think it would have paid off later on. Um, that's Brian calling back. See if we can get him on. Brian, we got you back, man.
Have I arrived back?
Yeah, do we got you back? Yeah, I think we got you back. You there?
Did I beam over?
Yeah, you beamed over, man. You're back, dude. We
Okay,
finally yeah.
I don't look like President Scrooge with my ass on backwards or anything, right?
No, you're fine. Why didn't anybody tell me my ass was so big? Oh man, I love Spaceballs. I mean, I can't get enough of it. Oh man, maybe I might watch it tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yep, I may watch it tonight. So anyways, while you were away, I was just kind of
mhm.
giving my own scenario as to how the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, could have succeeded. Man of Steel, Man of Steel 2, have an Aquaman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, have them all culminate, right? Maybe do a Batman versus Superman right before the Justice League movie. In the Justice League movie, have them battle Doomsday, and then, because in the comics, I mentioned this just a minute ago, Doomsday eradicates the Justice League. That's how Superman gets involved, because the Justice
Yep,
League tried to take on Doomsday, and they were destroyed immediately, and they couldn't do anything to help. But I mean, this wasn't like the Justice League as we see it now, where it's Flash and Wonder Woman. This was like Justice League B team. I think it was Buster Gold and some, I don't remember. Hold on. Um, got it right here. So
okay.
this is the anthology. So this is the one I can open and flip through. So you have Buster Gold, and then some other black guy, and some other redhead, and some other girl with white hair. I don't know who it is, but they respond. Oh, and then Blue Beetle's in here, and then some other dude. But it's not the traditional Justice League. Yeah, it's Justice League
Right.
B team, C team, maybe at that point, third string.
One and a half.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're in agreement that
Oh,
They really could have done something better. If they would have taken their time with this, really developed the Superman character, really have Henry Cavill come in and establish himself as the new face of Superman, because he
Correct. Yep.
he has those same characteristics that Christopher Reeve did. You know, the square jawline. Tall, buff, black hair. He's not American, but I'm not going to hold that against him. Australian. Um, but he has those characteristics, and then have him develop himself as a character, define himself as the new Superman of this generation, and then go with it. And then when
Yeah.
you have him die in Justice League after him being in like 5 or 6 movies. If you feel it, if you read this comic book, if you read this whole story arc, it goes through. It's a Superman, Man of Steel, a Justice League comic, a Superman, an Adventures of Superman, Superman in Action comics, Superman the Man of Steel, and then Superman 75. He dies. There were 7 issues. There were 7. This took 7 comics from start to end for Doomsday to show up and to kill Superman. 7 issues. That's all it took, was 7 issues, and spanned through different comics with different artists and different pencilers. So you do something similar. Wait till the 7th movie, then kill Superman, and then when he comes back, it's gravy. They can go and they can fight Darkseid and Steppenwolf and whatever. So, or Brainiac for that matter. And I think he froze again. Well, maybe all of you heard me. Oh, he froze. Wow, he totally froze. You know what?
Wow.
It's so funny. You froze, Brian, and I know you can hear me because you never let me talk this long. You never ever do. I'm surprised you didn't stop me. Um, but we'll wait till he comes back. I think he's having some technical issues here, but that's okay. So, we talked we talked a lot about non-Star Wars stuff here, which we tend to do, but that's okay because it's our show and it's America. We can do what we want, like drink out of red Solo cups. Mm. But I will tell you what we were going to get into tonight. Brian actually was able to get some collectibles, and he calls me. He rarely calls me. He texts me normally. He calls me, and he gets these that have what's her name? CARA. Uh, Whatever, the chick that got kicked off of Star Wars and because of her tweets. I keep forgetting her name because it's just not that important to me. Nor was her character. But anyways, he gets a couple of them because they're getting rid of them. They're not doing it anymore. Disney has, I guess, kind of had it with her and the character, so they just are not picking it up. But he got a couple of them. He actually ordered them, and they came in. He didn't think they were going to come in, but they did. So those are definitely going to be collectibles of the Mandalorian series, which is great. Um, I am I am a little upset, and I will tell you why. Because what the way that this works is that Brian comes up with topics. He posts it on the All Fets Are Off Facebook group page. I copy and paste and I throw it on the scroller there. 9 times out of 10, I really don't even know what we're talking about, so I got to look it up real quick. But I didn't get a chance to. But if we haven't heard the last of Rian Johnson yet, I'm going to be so pissed about this because I do not want him to touch Star Wars again after what he did with The Last Jedi. I don't. I just really, really don't. I really don't know how many of you out there agree with me on that. Yeah, it's so me. Um, but I hate what he did with The Last Jedi. I hate the direction that he was going. Um, and I just can't get over it. So if he's going to come back and do another Star Wars something or other, I can just assume that it's going to be garbage. I can just assume it because that's what I think about The Last Jedi. Now, Brian, if he was here and his Skype was working, he would completely disagree with me. And he would say, "Oh my God, it's a great movie. It made millions upon millions of dollars and blah, 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 blah. It wasn't that bad." Okay, now we're making excuses. I can kind of say this stuff because he's not here. But to his defense, um, I mean, we had great expectations from Ryan Johnson coming out of the gate. We thought that he was going to make a really great movie. I believe that Colin Trevorrow was going to do better things with Episode 9 because, Disney had, announced this way back in the day how they were going to do it. J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, Colin Trevorrow. Well, Colin Trevorrow ends up leaving, and then J.J. Abrams comes back. He does it again because of creative differences. What those creative differences are, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll never know. We did see some storyboards and some preliminary artistic concepts of what a Colin Trevorrow Episode 9 would look like, and it's cool. A little dark. Well, the whole thing was kind of dark, but really, really cool. But we just won't know. We just won't know. Um, so, according to Brian, his PC needs to restart and do an update. So, cool. Thanks, Windows. Bill Gates. Whatever, dude. Um, okay. So, what else are we talking about here? Okay, so production speculation for Mandalorian Season 3. Well, okay, I haven't read up on any of this, but there is talk that we will not see Baby Yoda anymore, Grogu. So I don't know. I really don't know. It worries me a little bit because the appeal of this show and what made this show reach out to fans, right, that aren't otherwise in the Star Wars realm, um, really appreciate and enjoy the show because of Baby Yoda, right? He's cute. He's a cute little character. He's a funny little guy. Um, so it had some reach. This show had some reach beyond nerds like me and you out there. So without Grogu, how do you appeal to those people that you initially were able to draw in on Disney Plus? I don't know. Um, I don't think that this is the end of Grogu per se, but the story and the adventure can still be very interesting um, within Djarin. There's a lot going on right now with the dark saber and who is the leader of Mandalore and Boba Fett, becoming some sort of warlord or whatever he's doing, Lord of the Flies type stuff. There's a lot to see. There's a lot of unfinished business after season 2, so we'll see. Um, if there's production, if the production has already began, that's great. That's just more stuff for us to talk about. But we had gone like a really long time without anything to really talk about other than speculation for Mandalorian season 2. Um, and now we have just this huge slate of content that's coming out, and we're gonna have loads to talk about. And if not, we'll just go back to talking about DC and Marvel because I mean this is kind of a nerd show, and we can talk about nerd things, right? Cool. All right. Pardon me. So the other thing. Oh, Cara Dune. That's her name. It's right in front of me. So there has been some talk about a Luke Skywalker spinoff. Well, here's something that we can think about. Is Star Wars like the trilogy, right? The original trilogy. Is it a story of Luke or is it a story of Darth Vader? Well, if you ask George Lucas, and in interviews he said this, it's the tragedy of Darth Vader. Now, who's the main character? It's probably Luke Skywalker. Is there a spin-off? Do you take a main character and spin him off? I don't know. I think it becomes another saga within itself. There's a lot that happened between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens with Luke and his journey of becoming a Jedi to a seasoned and more experienced Jedi Master, opening a Jedi Academy, a school, and then have Kylo Ren be there and Luke Skywalker try to kill him in his sleep. I had problems with that. But if there is some sort of sideshow, I guess you could say it, where you kind of go more into what Luke did between that time, the interim, because we just don't know a whole lot. We know some things, we know part of the story, but that's really the only time period that you can go back and talk about. I mean, it's a long time. So that would be great. That would be good. You fill in that gap, right? And then you can kind of learn a little bit more about Kylo Ren. Maybe this is where we learn more about the Knights of Ren, and some of the visions that Rey had in The Force Awakens, where we see Kylo Ren there with the Knights of Ren in the rain, where I don't know if that was completely explained. But we'll see. We'll see what happens if anything comes up from that. I'm sure Brian will let me know, and he'll tell me. I mean, I probably won't follow because I'm too busy looking at memes all day on iFunny to actually look up any content and research exactly what we're talking about here on the show. So that's what we got going on. We are talking also. Let's see here. Okay, Mandalorian season 3 we talked about. We haven't seen the last of Rian Johnson. Not if I have anything to say about it. Don't look now. The Luke spinoff talk has started. The Cara Dune figurines, he's talked about it. Will we see the original trilogy in 4K? Now, yes, I believe that we will, right? And this is something I've actually thought about on my own because, yes, I do have independent thought when it comes to Star Wars from time to time without Brian telling me what to think about. You have to kind of do that. And the reason I say you have to kind of do that is because if you were following in what George Lucas believes in, right? He believes that these movies are never complete. They're never done. That you can take these films and you can still use that 35 millimeter film and you can get the most out of it. If you can do it in 4K and then throw that on Disney Plus and then have people actually watch on their big 4K television, because it does make a huge difference, then that's money. That's gravy. It'll look beautiful. They may have to do some touching up because now you can really see everything. But I think it'll happen. I'm pretty sure it will, because the Star Wars films make constant improvements. It's not the type of movie like when Francis Ford Coppola made The Godfather, where it's very story and character driven, and the cinematography isn't what's telling the story; it's the characters that are telling the story. But in Star Wars, it's the cinematography as well, because you have to remember, back in 1977, when Star Wars came out, there were no movies with this amount of special effects. Industrial Light and Magic were pioneers of miniatures and all of the other special effects that they did in that movie. This was a trailblazing movie, and it blew everyone's mind. So to keep that tradition, like, how do you continue to blow people's mind? How do you continue to be the trendsetter for movies? Well, you stretch. You stretch the imagination, you stretch technology, and you push it to its limits, right? Just upgrading the original trilogy into 4K is the next logical step. We saw in Rogue One, what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin, and how they recreated his face in such great detail to even where his minor hairs were out of place. It's absolutely incredible. So that wasn't done on a constant basis. It had been done at a certain level, but it's as well as it was done in Rogue One. That is now becoming the norm. We're starting to see these. I don't know if you're going to call them deep fakes. I wouldn't go so far as to saying that, but I would go so far as to saying that it's close enough to it because you can't tell the difference. I mean, unless you're looking up really, really close, you can't really tell the difference. But that's part of what Star Wars is I think that it's not just telling that story. It is pushing the technological limits of how you present it. So presentation is everything, you hear from time to time. And yes, I would love to see Jar Jar Binks in 4K.
That's what the Miss is saying.
Brian, can't say nothing because you're not there. But that's okay. But I've really run out of things to kind of talk about because I kind of rely on Brian to keep me up to speed, and I just kind of provide, my opinion and analysis. Sort of like Fox News, I'd have no idea what I'm talking about. So I really wish that his computer was up and running and everything. Maybe it is. I don't know. It says he's active. Let's see if we can give him a call here. I don't think so. But that's okay. That's okay. I guess we'll call it an early night. We got started a little bit late. I am moving. That's why I'm drinking out of solo cups because I just moved my kitchen pretty much to my new place. And we're going to take a little hiatus after tonight because we're going to go to a new studio and all this will be a little changed up. Probably bare bones a little bit. So wish me luck in that move. It's a pain in the butt, but hey, it's worth it. So, everybody, post something stupid and funny onto the All Fets Are Off Facebook page. Oh, hey, he's back. Oh, thank God, I was running out of things to talk about. I was just kind of rambling on like some idiot that doesn't know what he's talking about, which is normal, anyways. Um, so, is it working now?
What's this about Jar Jar in 4K?
Yes, we're gonna do Jar Jar in 4K. It's gonna happen. We just talked about.
No, I can't believe I rejoined. I'm gonna leave now.
No. You're not going anywhere. Look, so this is what I was talking about. If we're gonna see,
Okay.
we were okay. So what I was talking about was seeing the original trilogy in 4K. What I was saying, and everybody's already heard this, was that Star Wars is a movie that is
Nigel thinks that you were slowly dying.
Who's slowly dying? Oh, me? Yes, I was slowly dying. Yes, because I had no idea what I was
Nigel
talking about.
feels that you were slowly dying.
Yeah, because I had no idea what I was talking about. I was just kind of rambling on. But this is interesting because what I actually know what I'm talking about here. George Lucas said in an interview that his movies are never really completely done. The Star Wars movies are never done. He's constantly improving it because we had the special editions that came out right before Episode 1, and then we saw it come out on Blu, right, 97, and then we saw the Blu-ray come out, right, and now the next logical.
Perhaps if you can tell me when the first announcement on the special editions was.
When the first announcement was? Dude, I don't know what I had for. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
There's a clue on my table that tells you.
I can't see. I mean, I can see, but I can't see.
In 1995, this edition was an anniversary edition.
But that's not the.
On
That's like the original
on
original, right?
on no. The first VHS set, I believe, was like 86 or just shortly after Return of the Jedi. And I
Yeah.
have that one too, but I have it where I can't get to it. But this anniversary set in '95 on A New Hope on this set. On A New Hope,
Hmm.
Leonard Maltin introduces this set and talks about the anniversary, and he does an interview with George Lucas, and this is the set where you find out the special editions and also the prequel trilogy coming in '99.
Oh, okay. Because I remember the trailers. It said, I mean, it says a few new surprises where they added like Jabba the Hutt or some other stuff
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay.
He wouldn't say what the special editions were going to bring. He wouldn't tell Malton that. He
Hmm.
just said that they were going to do some special editions in '97, and that he was finishing up a new trilogy coming in '99,
Okay.
prequel trilogy. So you hear all that for the first time on that set. But
Oh.
you know, now that Disney owns Fox, which I mean we've already seen hints of that. They brought in that Quicksilver kid into WandaVision and all that.
Hmm.
Now that they own Fox, you got to figure that they're going to be doing a remaster of the original trilogy pre special editions. As much as Lucas would hate that, by the way, just
What? Well, because
those
he
movies were never finished. It's
because he considered the special editions the current Star Wars movies. That's what he considered
but
whenever.
a lot of people don't know this. Well, no, I mean most fans should know this, but it might someone like yourself it might surprise you. But Lucas has nothing but absolute disdain for the original formats in '77, '80, and '83. He loathes those versions with absolute hatred.
Okay.
For it's his stuff,
Hmm.
but he is very public that he if he had it his way, every single record of those would be eviscerated from the books.
Because
He just
because
now
he fixed them in the special edition, right? Or he feels
well
like he
he
fixed them.
always felt that they were incomplete. He always felt that due to limitations of special effects and everything else,
Hmm.
that he never was able to finish his vision of what was there.
All right.
Now fast forward to 2005 maybe, uh, just shortly after when they first came to DVD for the first time,
Hmm.
which they did some more touch ups to those, by the way. But
Hmm.
after the first DVD set, the silver set, this one,
Hmm. I
you know what the
remember that one.
copyright?
That was the last. That was the last release of the original ones, right? Or is that the special? That's not the
No,
special
no,
edition.
no. These are the special editions with more
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
I can't find the copyright on this sucker. I was just trying to see what date that these were out in. But this particular set, though, so there was an when this got released, the fans were crying for on a DVD format. They were
Hmm.
just they were upset that a disc of those was not included with that set,
Hmm.
and they wanted it, and they kept asking for it. And the more they asked for it, the more upset George got. So this is just how much he can't stand those three versions. So they decided to do a follow-up DVD set. And on this set, it was going to have one disc of each of what was in here, minus the bonus material.
Hmm.
And then he announced that there would be a second disc in that set that would include, and he only said a version of the original trilogy. He didn't say how he was going to do it. He threw that bombshell when the video hit shelves. So everyone got excited. Everyone said, "Hey, George George announced today that the original DOT is going to come on DVD. It's coming this day. Da, 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 da. Everyone went crazy. So it had those 2 discs, the DVD that included the upscaled versions, the second disc with the version of the original trilogy. Then there was a 5x7 lithograph of art of Ralph McQuarrie artwork. But what fans came to discover after they bought it, they played it, and they said, wait, this isn't a 16:9 anamorphic widescreen. They said this looks like letterbox. So when they turned the box around on the original trilogy discs, they discovered that it was a 4x3 letterbox from the Laserdisc. All he did was just did a direct copy of the 4x3 letterbox from the Laserdiscs. And those are really crappy quality videos. The ones that were on Laserdisc. He gave us the absolute crappiest video. The VHSs are better. At least the VHSs are like in a 16:9 format. That he gave us the 4x3 letter, the orange blob on the speeder is so much more evident because
yeah, I remember.
It looks stretched. He gave the worst version format that he could discover to put on DVD and said, here, you want it so bad, here. And that was his vengeance for crying for it. That's how bad he doesn't like those, and he took it out on everyone else. And he knew that they would pay out to get it, so he charged $25 for those instead of 20 each.
25? Oh, okay.
Just so that people understand, like, don't bring up the original formats with George Lucas because he'll eat you alive. It's not something. If you ever meet him, if you ever have the privilege of meeting him, and you want to ask him like about his genius and everything, do not bring up just bring up the special edition if you're going to talk about something.
Yeah.
Don't talk about those. He'll walk away from you. He'll do it. He'll if you were to say something like, how do you feel that maybe your original formats of the film should be coming to a high def upscale? What do you think? He'll just turn around. He'll turn around. He'll shut the door. So, yeah.
Oh man.
As far as it is Disney's thing now,
Mm-hmm.
and now the license that Fox had on A New Hope through perpetuity is gone because Disney opened up the checkbook and said just give an amount. What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
And they bought Fox. So
Yeah.
now that Fox is theirs, they can do this. They ability to 1080p the original trilogy and get it in a set.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be coming. I'm not. It doesn't seem like it would be this May 4th. I think they're going to look for a more pertinent anniversary to do it. But I think it's going to be coming.
Okay.
To Lucas's dismay. I mean, if he doesn't already like Disney, this is going to push him further away. But.
Yeah, man. Hey, I know we started a little bit late, but I gotta go.
Well, we got 10 minutes. We started at 8:30.
Yeah, I know. I got something to do. I've been moving, man. I've been moving, man. It's been nuts. Huh?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I know we're off for a little bit, but when we come back, new studio. It's gonna be great. I'm working hard to make it look nice. I hope everybody likes it. It's wearing me out, and I'm really tired and stressed. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. I promise. You there?
I'm here.
What's wrong? Don't give me that. Don't give me that, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay. So we'll hit up on some of the things that I couldn't really get a chance to, or we didn't really get a chance to talk about because you were having some technical issues, like the CARA DUNE figures and stuff like that. You should have
Yeah.
them in. You should have them in by the time you get back, right?
I already have them in.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, show them real quick.
Well, there's one here
Okay.
and one over here.
So they're the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they're the same.
Okay. All right. Well, good, man. I'm glad you got those. Those are going to be worth a pretty penny. You know they are.
We'll see where it goes. They're already pushing it up, but we'll see where it goes.
All right, man. Okay. Well, Brian, you have yourself a good week. We'll have lots to talk about when I come back. We're not coming back for a little while. Let me see. All right.
I believe it's April 5th.
Yeah, April 5th. So yeah, it's almost a month away. But I need the time to move. And well, I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have my setup. I'm not gonna have a computer. So I'm not gonna be able to. Maybe I can do it just over the phone. No, because I won't have OBS. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But okay, man. So we'll check back in a little under a month, and we'll have a new room and everything, and then we'll go from there, man.
All right.
All right. So tell the princess I say hi. I will talk to you a little bit later. You stay safe. Continue to stay COVID free, and push everybody to get as many vaccines as they can
Definitely.
with everything, like for flu and all that stuff too. All right, man.
All right.
All right, so let's get them out of here, man. If I can
All
find
right.
this, if I can find the song. All right, so everybody, stay safe. We'll see you back here April 5th. Stay tuned. Continue to post those funny memes on the All Fets Are Off Facebook page. Fair Rose Designs, Bad Customs, our sponsors. Thank you so much for supporting us. We love all of your stuff.
Definitely.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man.
All right. You have no better here.
Yep, no.